Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review on Witches of East End, a new Lifetime television show, which I was planning on watching. Wasn't totally excited about it, but it seemed somewhat interesting. I always like seeing the different TV shows about witches and stuff, and just supernatural television shows in general. And I have never really seen a Lifetime television show. I've heard of Drop Dead Diva, and my parents like that. But other than that, I really haven't watched any Lifetime television shows. But yeah, I wanted to give this one a try, and now I have 4 television shows on Sundays, so let's try to squeeze that schedule in, because next week Walking Dead starts, so 4 television shows. Like, Sunday used to have like 1 show or something, but 4 in one night, and you wouldn't think Sunday would be such a big night, but it's a big night for television now. Anyways, what is Witches of East End about? It's about this mother who is a witch and hasn't told her 2 daughters that they're witches also. Because they have been reliving their lives over and over and over again since the 1600s with the witches' trials. They've been living their life because they have a curse of being immortal. And the mother just keeps not getting pregnant, but the cycle keeps going on. So she ends up getting pregnant when her daughters die. So I don't know if there's a mate or anything, but it seems like this is just her curse, that she's always going to be a mother and she's always going to see her daughters die. So this time, this cycle, she didn't want to tell her daughters she's witches, that they were witches, because every single time they did die, it was because they knew they were witches. So now the mother's sister comes into her life again, and the mother's sister has 9 lives, and she's a witch also, and she tells the whole story that I don't want to tell my children, so like stay back, and the sister said, well, you're in trouble, someone's pretending to be you and hates you and wants to kill your daughters and you permanently. So that's pretty much the premise here. One daughter is a librarian, she has her core friends there, she wants to be pretty much, what do they call it, Perks of Being a Wallflower is the movie, but being like on the wallflower, not being noticed, which is kind of a librarian job, trying not to be noticed. And then we have the other daughter who's a bartender. She has a fiance, she's young, but she's getting married, and she's falling in love with her fiance's brother, who magically appears in this episode. So what did I think about this? It was Lifetime, I would say. It was very romanticized, and it reminded me of 2 different TV shows. Charmed, in the beginning, it reminded me a lot like Charmed, because like, oh, these people don't know they're witches, and they find out they're witches. So a lot of elements from the beginning of the episode like Charmed, but less of that sister-like groundingness that, we all loved about Charmed. And kind of that world we all loved about Charmed. And then we have Eastwick, a television show that lasted 1 season. I think it was like on ABC. I watched it all the way through. It was okay, but it was very sexualized. It was more about the sex than the witches. And they didn't know how to balance it. And I feel like that's what the show was a lot. It was very sexualized without balancing it. They didn't really know what to do with it. There was not a lot of explanation about it. And that was a problem I had with this episode, is that I'm like, okay, I get it's Lifetime, I love romance, I would love to see romance, but let's make it romance that makes sense. So this random guy popping up, her having random, I guess, a makeout session, not really having sex, but a very random romance going on. But why? Maybe that is part of the story, is that this guy is mysterious, he's probably connected to the witches, but I just thought it was very random in the beginning of this, in this episode, and made it have a different tone to this series. I wish it would be more about grounding the series a little bit more. I think the grounding factor probably is that one of the sisters has a normal boyfriend, normal fiance, and that is probably the grounded factor. And for the other sister, that she does work at a library and has these core friends. And I hope they play with that a little bit more, because I think the show will do well if it has those elements of, alright, this is me being normal, and this is me being this witch. Because honestly, the supernatural story is not what I'm interested in. I don't think it laid out really well here. It didn't really make me interested of this imposter, like, why do I care? And in this episode, it didn't make you care at all about this. And then the magic, you don't really know. I guess you don't really have an explanation of what this world is. You know, witches, they have all these different rules, and I don't really think they kind of explained that here. They gave us a lot of popping up references of, oh, you could be stuck in a painting, you could turn randomly into a cat, but you didn't really feel like you knew what this witch world was like. It didn't have like that power of charm, you know, you felt grounded, but it had witches also. And it had Eastwick themes, which is not good because it was very sexualized in a way that kind of didn't make sense also. I'm interested in the fiance story. If you want to make that sexualized, I'm very excited for that, but the other story just wasn't really interested in. But overall, it wasn't, I won't say it was good, but I don't want to say it's bad either. I'm definitely going to give it a 3 just because I liked it, but I disliked it at the same time. There's nothing saying like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, you know, nothing that actually hooked me to the show. But I'll give it another couple episodes a try. You know, you always have to give a couple episodes a try. And hopefully we'll get more connected to the characters, to the world, and maybe get more Charmed-like. I would like to have that feel of Charmed because I feel like there's been a hole and a gap for a Charmed-type show for years now. Since it got canceled, we haven't had a show like that. So I would like to see, you know, a Charmed-like show. It made me want to watch Charmed again, because, like, what made that so special compared to this generic kind of Lifetime show, which I really wish it wasn't. I wish it was, you know, that balance of romance that we like about Lifetime, and then that balance of the supernatural, grounded, and also have a grounded world. That's my complaint. I will give it 3 stars. It's just okay, you know. It wasn't the best. It didn't get me hooked. But I will give a couple more episodes, see where it goes. But tell me in the comments below if you watched the show. Did you like it? Do you think it was like Charmed? What do you think is going to happen next? What are you excited for? But we'll see where it goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.